Scoot on over. Scoot over. Scoot over. Scoot it on over. Scoot, 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 Jamara. Scoot it all the time. Scoot, 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 Jamara. Okay. All right. We gon' okay. What is happening?
Turn around, brighter.
Turn around.
I am not going to get over that quickly. You are so goofy.
Turn around.
As soon as the eclipse happens.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and I'm never coming round.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit terrified. Best of all the years have gone by.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit nervous. I can't even.
Instead it keeps going up. Turn around.
Every now and then I fall apart.
Turn around right
Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight.
And I need the eclipse is coming.
Total eclipse of the heart.
Who
Of the
even
heart,
thought of
my
that?
dude, an eclipse of
My
the heart.
heart has been eclipsed.
My heart.
It's a
is
dark shadow
being
that went over
it's
my
just
heart.
coming over my heart.
Every
You
now
can
and then.
No longer.
I get a little bit. I get a little bit tired.
Who wrote this?
Every now and then.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's absolutely
Total
brilliant.
eclipse of the heart.
Total eclipse of the heart. And then when he gets so quiet at the end, turn around, bright eyes. Turn around. Ooh, ooh.
What are you talking about? Are the bright eyes like the sun and creating the eclipse?
Did you
I
see her
just
eyes?
am
I want you to go
like-
back and look at that picture of her eyes.
Why do I have to look at it?
I want you
Why
to
is
see
that what I
that
have
picture
to
of her
do?
eyes because there's something very strange about
Something strange about you
you-
posting it.
Nope. When you see her eyes, you'll see it. I want you to see her eyes, and I want you to tell me that she doesn't look like Biggie Smalls. Look.
Wait, I
They're
have to-
not supposed to be looking in different directions.
Not really. It's just a little bit more white meat. It is. It's just a skosh more white meat on that side.
Okay.
It is.
Moving on.
I mean, it's the truth, Ruth.
I am starting this podcast.
Come on. Let's get down on it. Get down on it.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous and you're never coming around.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my
Turn
tears.
around. Why does never one of us say? How come it's never like one of us just saying that's too much? That's too
It's too
silly.
much. Bring it
Stop.
back.
Bring it on back.
No.
The other one is just like, let me just see
Let
where I
me
can
go
jump
where
in.
you're
I see
going.
the
I see what
ropes
you're doing.
turning,
Let me
and I'm
try
on
and
the
get there
side,
with you.
just waiting to just jump in. Just as soon as that rope hits, I'm gonna get in, no matter how
gonna get in.
ridiculous it is.
Yep. I'm going to go right there.
We need a
wherever
chaperone.
you go.
We need a shower. We need someone who's like, yeah, don't do that, you guys,
Aw.
because we'll both be like, let's do that.
Where would the fun be in that? All right. We're starting this thing all over again.
Because
Yes.
there's joy in discipline.
there's
Because
joy in
listen,
discipline.
we have patience and endurance.
Huh?
And that means
Because
something.
we started this and then had to start
And
it
we had to
again.
stop. And I mean, now we are. I am Maya Angelou.
And I am the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant,
And we are Add Joy.
where life plus joy equals satisfaction.
Why are you Kobe Bryant today?
Discipline.
Yes, Lord. Maya Angelou once talked about how she would go to a hotel room and just write. Because people were like, how did you just all kinds of things, books and just poetry and your speeches. She said she would just go into this zone and just produce. The endurance and discipline that took. The discipline it took to get up out of your house and leave it and go to the hotel room to do that work.
As a single mother, as a performing artist, as all of that.
All of that. And you're still wearing Spellman. We are still repping. We can't stop. We can't stop with our AUC love. This is a CAU specific joy shirt. It says find a way or make joy. If you are one of our fellow AUC partners out there, a CAU Panther, you know that is your tagline. Find a way or make one. And we have a joy shirt just for you.
I love it. All right. We're still in our season of patience and endurance. It is the capacity to tolerate suffering, delay reward, and maintain the stamina to finish a thing you don't prefer.
Let's talk about some things we don't prefer. Some things that'll test your patience and endurance. What are some of these things?
People who ask a lot of questions.
Bless them, Lord. Bless them, Lord. It's the questions that you can't answer. How many people are going to be there? I have no idea. It's a football game and thousands.
Even the questions I can't answer. What are you going to wear?
What's the temperature going? I can't answer that until I'm
dressed.
And
that's the thing. That's the thing.
If I'm not dressed,
I'll tell you right now what I'm wearing, and it'll be radically changed by the time I get. You'll be upset. I thought you were wearing a dress. I thought so too.
Yes. Over time, we have really had to learn to just be patient and endure kind of people. And it's anxiety. It's kind of need. They have a need that gets met for the question. We probably should ask more questions. We'd be like, that sound good. Where?
We're so bad.
It's a taco and some tequila there. Okay. We don't ask who's going to be there.
What it is. I think
we don't ask what time.
Go too far in the other direction, and we're so at peace with that. We don't ask each other questions. We don't ask what time is the flight going to be. We don't know. Neither one of us do. We just figure it out.
Somehow we get there.
So maybe
somehow
we're
there.
out of pocket.
Maybe it's us. But if you're something like us, people who ask you a lot of questions might cause you some. You'd have some patience and endure that. On the other end of the spectrum are people who don't ask a lot of questions.
Oh,
know-it-alls.
Know-it-alls.
Oh, those are my favorite people in the world.
People who just always have to have a say in.
Just know all the things. I'd be like, okay.
Or argue you down on things.
Double downing it even after maybe they've been proven that it's not correct. So we've shown that this is not correct. We've screenshotted whatever has happened, and you're still at it. Doggone it, I'm going to walk out of here being the one who knew it all. No, you're not. You didn't walk in here being the one who knew it all.
Yeah, they'll try your patience.
You're like a paleontologist, but they're like arguing paleontology with you. Where did you go to school to be a paleontologist? I didn't. I just know I had watched Jurassic Park.
I watched the Discovery Channel.
I knew, basically, I know as much as you.
Same thing.
Basically, I know as much as you. People, that kills me with that. I know as much as doctors out here. Please, just honestly. If somebody come to you to get their surgery, please, I hope not.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, what else do we have to be patient through and endure?
Inconsistency.
Ooh, people have to be patient with me. I'm not I can be inconsistent.
Oh,
you don't think? I'm not a text back guarantee.
Well, no, you're not. Well, you're consistent in that you are.
I definitely am going to be like, I'll call you back. I'm not sure if that's really.
Oh, I've never. I think I have yet to have you answer a call that I've made. But I know that about you. I don't know. I think you're consistent in what you don't do, and so I know that. And I'm like, don't expect her to do the thing. So if I text you, I'm not expecting a response right away.
I think people.
I know that.
Yes, I think people then, but that's still you exercising patience and endurance. You know what I mean? To get to kind of go through a person who's going to be that way.
Inconsistent. I guess I think of people who, somebody who is calling you a lot, and then the next week, radio silence. That's something like that. Well,
That's
wait,
inconsistent.
because
then you're
I
like
got
this,
used
and you're
to
like
you
this,
being
and you're like
this,
this, and then you're like
and
this.
so where do I get my footing? That's the kind of thing that
I know this is a total tangent. I read this article on breadcrumbing. Right. One, I largely read it because I was like, I'm sure I'm a breadcrumber. Not because I'm thinking like men out here breadcrumbers. I was like, I'm sure I'm one. And it was talking about why breadcrumbing is a problem, but it was
give
the
clarity on what breadcrumbing is.
Breadcrumbing is a term that's used for people who kind of keep people just enough going in relationships sometimes. Like just enough, a little bit of attention, kind of just enough to make you think like something's getting ready to happen, and then either nothing does or it fizzles, or they're
not going to be full after this meal.
Right.
You're
bread
not going to get any sustenance.
But it's enough crumbs to make you stick around.
But he's feeding me.
Right. I'm getting a little, she's giving me a little morsel. Right. And it is kind of the essence of inconsistency. And we had a couple of shows ago, we talked about whether you endure or to quit. And I think the article was saying that if you feel like you're being breadcrumbed, you know what I mean? Like it's not time to endure.
Well, now that you say it, I'm thinking to myself, maybe I'm a bit of a breadcrumber.
But it's not, I don't think I'm purposely like, let me keep people on the, it just occurs to me about something. And then I'll be like, oh, you text me 3 weeks ago. And then I'll be like, oh, okay. Like I'm the butt of those meme jokes where they're like, there's a question and then 3 weeks later I'm answering it. Yeah, that's totally me. They'll be like, what are you talking about? Right here, the question. I asked you that last month. I know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, breadcrumbing. Yet another thing you have to have patience and endurance. All right.
All righty.
So we are moving into our topic for the week. I came across an article. We at AdJoy do not believe that you have to follow or study any certain faith. But there was a word from the Bible that spoke to me about today's topic. And it's Hebrews 12:1, and it teaches, all discipline for the moment seems not to be joyful, but sorrowful. Yet for those who have been trained by it, afterward it yields a peaceful fruit of righteousness.
You have yet to been trained by it. That's why it's so sorrowful.
In the moment, discipline does not feel good. I'm gonna put it in layman's terms. Discipline don't feel yay, discipline.
And if
You've
it
never
does, that means it's not really discipline you're using.
It's not discipline.
Because it's not something you don't prefer.
Correct.
Yeah, discipline doesn't show in the things you like.
However, let that thing mold you. And it yields a peaceful fruit of righteousness.
Oh! A little bit of discipline. What that would do for you.
A little bit of discipline in my life. A little bit of discipline in my life.
A little bit of discipline is all it takes. I thought you were going to go with that one. A little discipline goes a long way. You can't fit discipline in there. It's too fast of a word. A little bit of discipline. A little bit of discipline.
I got it though.
We tried it though.
Yeah.
We tried it.
Okay. So here's the first thing that we talk about. This is in our definition for patience and endurance. And this is, I've talked about this before. I called Bob sometime last year and I said, I feel like I've got discipline. I feel like I have it in this area. And I'm naming all of these places where I feel like discipline has arrived. And I said, but there are these other places in my life that I can't get it. Why is that? And he was like, everything you named, you prefer. Every single thing that you named that you have discipline in. I said, well, no, Bob, working. He was like, you like your job. You like it enough to keep it. You would be looking for another one if you didn't prefer it. I said, okay. He said, you can't have discipline unless you don't prefer the thing.
We just be celebrating ourselves. Now, again, we should celebrate the fact that we stick to a lot of the different things. But I mean, that's where the money shows. I mean, that's where we really are like, nah, that's discipline right there.
We talked about Kobe
Eating all them vegetables.
We talked about Kobe and Maya Angelou earlier, and somebody would argue, yeah, but Kobe loved basketball. Yes, but he may not have loved layups,
And
which was
remember,
the
right,
thing that he was practicing to get perfect, right?
Kobe didn't show up. Remember how Kobe didn't show up for practice? And bless his little heart. A lot of times when people come from, go straight into the pros, they have a little maturity to work on. Remember, Kobe wasn't going to practice originally. I don't need to
'Cause he
practice.
thought he was so
I'm
good.
Kobe Bryant. So that was not something he preferred. And everybody was like, settle down, Toots. You're going to need to get, I know, Big Shot, you're going to have to come into these
But
practices.
by
He
the
didn't prefer
time
those.
that man retired, there was a dogged determination that he had.
He calling other players and making them come to practice.
He would come before others arrived, and he would leave after everyone had left. That's
where the
difference.
discipline was.
That's a discipline. Maya Angelou was good at writing. It came naturally to her. The discipline is in the time management of the thing. It's I know I'm good at this, but I have to keep working it in a particular way to get it better over time. That was one of the things that I struggled with in being a music major. And I know this for myself. Now, keep in mind, I was like 18 years old at the time. But because music naturally came to me, when I played the flute, I was naturally put in first flute because it came naturally to me. I would go to my teacher every single week, and he would be like, "Did you practice this? Did you practice this?" And I would think I had done well enough because, I just made a couple mistakes.
Yeah.
He was like, "You could have got it perfect if you just practiced
Had
it."
the discipline
I didn't
around
have the
it.
discipline.
Yeah.
I didn't have the discipline. So we really have to understand first and foremost, if it's easy, that's not discipline.
It's lovely, but it ain't discipline.
It's lovely, but it ain't discipline.
That's not what discipline is. Yeah. If you are getting up and making yourself do a thing, right? Now we're in discipline. There are people who love working out. Oh my God. Right? Which
Bravo
means
for them.
that's not discipline per se. You like it.
You like it.
It's discipline when I go.
Every single time, every single day. If you
can't
ever see
stand
me with sweat on my face,
I'm in the middle of demonstrating discipline. If you see me order a salad in a restaurant, you'd be like, "Oh, I love salad." I mean, salad is cute and all.
I also love mac and cheese.
But there's no
More.
no place on there is no time when everything else on the menu isn't better than that salad. Have I eaten salads and been like, "Oh, this is really delicious"? Do I think it was better than the fried chicken and the macaroni and cheese? Of course it wasn't. So that was discipline when I ate that salad. That was discipline when I ate that salad. So, something else that you talked about too before is it's not about the moment, right? When you gave the scripture, it's not about the moment. Discipline does not always feel good right while you're in it. And so not only does it not feel good, sometimes it feels downright painful. Like it feels, you know what I mean? You can really, that's why we've been talking about how patience and endurance really go together. Because in the midst of something feeling painful, when I do a push-up, I am in a state of discomfort.
It's like the emoji, though.
I am in, right. The whole face is just suffering, right? I am not in a place of comfort when I am doing that. Can you press through the moment? That's the endurance part, right, of the discipline. Discipline doesn't come from just a momentary something, too. You have to be able to be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this push-up more than once, even though it just fills me with sorrow.
Because discipline requires endurance. If you were able to do it and get through it quickly,
there was no endurance required. I'm sweating, you know what I'm saying, like a pig over here. You're not sweating at all. That's because it didn't require endurance for you to get through. To get through those push-ups. But that also shows I haven't been trained by it yet. I had a trainer. I was like, but I just can't do those burpees. She was like, because you don't do burpees. But I can't do burpees because you don't do burpees.
That's ooh.
She was like,
Why
if you did burpees,
Stop talking
you
to
could
me.
do
You so loud.
burpees.
You so
if
loud.
you did push-ups,
God.
you could do push-ups. You
Why
can't
the
do push-ups
bullhorn?
because you don't. Right? Why am I screaming?
Why are you screaming at me right
like
now?
that?
It's unnecessary.
Oh my God, the
Just
decibels.
stop.
It's not even
No. I
We're
can hear
gonna
you.
bust an eardrum.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so loud.
My word.
I mean.
That hit
That
me.
lady said that to me. She said, you don't do burpees, so that's why you can't do burpees.
You don't do burpees, so you can't do burpees.
Right. You could do burpees if you did burpees.
Y'all sleeping, but this is a whole biblical word
Listen,
now.
I promise you, that's like a T-shirt I come in. I don't do burpees. I can't do burpees. She was like, yes, well, that's fine. You can't do them because you don't do them. And I'm not getting trained in. I'm not getting the discipline around it. I'm not putting discipline around burpees. Those little apps, all of them work. You know how they're like, you can do this many push-ups in a month if you just follow the app. People are like, that doesn't work for me. Yes, it does. You didn't do it. You didn't do it.
Why are
There's
you
no way.
talking to me right
in
now?
In 30
though?
days, you
We are
can
supposed
get
to be
your push-ups
talking
up
to
if
the
you
people.
did push-ups every
Why
day.
are you saying
I don't know.
these
Let's just
things
turn the
to
camera off. Let's
me?
just cut the
Let's
mic
just-
off and
can
just
we
talk
just-
to each other because clearly that's what's happening. I'm talking to myself. I'm just having my own. Listen, do you know why you can't do the burpees, Kanika?
Because you don't do burpees.
You don't do burpees. All right, so start doing burpees and then maybe you can do them.
That hurt a little bit. That was like
That's really what that is. It's not going to feel good. It's going to require that endurance. It's going to require the patience with yourself when you feel like giving up. When we are doing the push-ups and I'm on the ground, other people are still pushing up, but you laying on the ground. Somebody feels this.
Again.
Come on.
You went and
Come
got
on.
You're here with the microphone. You are all the way.
I'm yin yang twins.
Don't.
I'm just. Hey, little mama, you have to do push-ups. Where do you see my burpee? Where do you see my burpee? Oh, where do you see this push-up? I'm gonna push that body up. Listen to me. When you are, so those of us who feels what I'm talking about, you're in a class or a group training session, everybody's going up and down. You have ceased. You're not even in a plank. At least you felt good when you're kind of in the plank.
You're down for the count.
Because you're still down. I'm talking about you this.
You were there.
Your hands are next to your ears because you are on the ground. Right there is where you have to be patient with yourself. Right there, you have to be like, okay, because I don't do push. Don't look around and be like, they're better, they're smarter, they're the stronger.
Get caught up
They
in,
do push-ups more than you, Bill, probably. It's not that they're better, stronger, anything than you. They do push-ups more often than you do.
Which
so
I'm going to put a little bullet in here that isn't here right now. Discipline requires you focus on your
in here because the comparison will never get you.
Zoom in.
What
right
they discipline
here.
got to do with yours?
In fact, what they're doing is not discipline because they can do it easily.
Or even if it wasn't, that just means they've been putting more time. They might have put more time into it.
Where they are, they are seeing the fruit of their discipline.
Right.
You are worried about not getting there yet. You haven't tried.
Yep.
You haven't attempted.
All you need to worry about is pushing yourself up one more time. Get your hands from right here.
Just that.
And come on.
Because we'll talk ourselves out of discipline if it doesn't look perfect.
I just can't do that.
Good. If it doesn't look stellar.
If we can't do it.
If I'm not the exemplar, then no, I'm going to set this down.
I don't want to do it. We got to be careful about we have to teach this kind of discipline to our children too. My daughter can get that way about like kind of math. She can do math, which is weird. I was talking to teachers. I don't know if math is like a struggle. They were like, no, she does math fine. She didn't get over herself. She wants it to come easily, like spelling and the other things that she does. No, you got to have some discipline around math.
Until it gets
the same way someone else has got to have
easy.
discipline around spelling and writing and reading. You have that comes easy to you. So we're going to have to build some strategies around it. You just are going to have to do it, folks. That's what the patient endurance. It's going to bring that righteousness. It's going to bring that righteousness.
And whatever the thing is that you just thought of that you were like, God damn it, I don't want to. That's the thing that you got to commit yourself to.
I've always wondered what self-righteous means. That's negative, right? Righteousness is good, but like self-righteousness is bad. Self-righteousness is when you start kind of being peacocking about something you don't have any discipline in. I'm just figuring that out. You know how we kept saying
so
that?
I had a conversation
When you
with
just
someone-
out here being
Yes,
bold and brazen, loud and wrong.
Okay.
You're being
so
self-righteous.
I've been
because
talking
you don't
to
have
this
any
guy,
discipline there.
and we were talking about the types of men that I've historically liked, and I said,
I need to have been in on the conversation.
I said they have a little bit of arrogance, and what he said to me, he said, arrogance is something that you're haughty about, but can't be backed up.
You don't have the discipline.
That's what it is.
Listen, you don't. I promise you're not even that arrogant about something that you know your blood, sweat, and tears. You don't even have that. You'd be like, listen.
Oh, I know. You don't even say the word.
It's not even an arrogance. It's I know I did that.
I'm so clear.
Listen, I'm going through graduate school and writing papers, defending dissertations. I don't need to be arrogant about no PhD. I left that all on the field.
Right. You're not going to tell me how to
because
teach.
that was a discipline,
You're not
but
gonna
the kind
talk
of
to
work,
me
and I'm
about
still working on it.
education.
I
You're not-
still
right.
go back
I'm
to class.
still
I'm
in the
still
trenches of
training
it.
myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? I built a habit of discipline around it. So you don't have there isn't a self-righteousness
And I don't
and a
have to
haughtiness
prove
about it.
to anybody. Like
No.
you could come and tell me, oh, you ain't no good educator.
Okay. Let me go and do some other. All right.
Let me go educate these folks over here and,
But
and watch
when we
them
are self-righteous, we have we have not been trained in the discipline of that thing.
Because discipline will humble you too.
It does.
Discipline
In such a painful, notable
because
ways.
discipline shows you what you can't do.
How far you still have to go.
How far you still have to
you
go.
thinking
on
you
something.
got this. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever think you could do something in 30 minutes and then it take you 5 hours? You'd be so mad. You're like, it's not a big deal. I can do it in 30 minutes. And then when you really get down to the brass taxes of it, it took you 5 hours. That was arrogant of you to think you had a 30 minute.
Arrogant of
You didn't have that kind of discipline to back up the 30 minute of whatever that thing was.
Because here's the thing. The joy of discipline comes in the hope of what is to come.
That's why you stick with it.
That's why
Not
this
because
moment
it makes
here,
you feel
right
good right
here,
now.
Me showing up to do the burpee don't feel good.
No.
It is months from now when I can do 15 burpees and I'm like, I did that.
Now, I might be self-righteous. I might be haughty. I run around here doing all them burpees.
Might.
Hi,
I'd
my name is
record
Kanika.
myself,
I've done several
and I put-
burpees today. I know nobody asked that, but I just wanted to celebrate it.
That's a word. You know what? The other day I was doing my core muscles, and there's like a set of 3 or 4 exercises that you go through. There was a time when I could not complete one exercise from one set of one exercise. And here I was the other day, I would zip through all 4 of them, and I was like, did I just do that? Discipline.
That's where the pride and gratification also comes from too.
Come on. You see how it all comes back together?
Just come on back. It's about the goal. You have to think about what is it that I want to accomplish. And that does help us. I know we talk a lot about our weight loss journeys and things like that because it's something that's prevalent on our minds. But do I want in this moment to keep on stuffing the tacos in my mouth and sit on the couch and whatnot? What is my big goal? What is my thing? And the joy of food prepping or waking up and doing the workouts is thinking about that goal. Thinking about like, wow, look at me taking care of myself. Look at me celebrating myself and treating myself so well.
Do you want to be a better person, but cussing folks out comes easy to you?
My natural thing is to cuss you out.
My natural, what comes
but
to
I
me
really
easily.
Want to be.
Then what you need is some discipline in keeping your mouth shut. Do you want to be more organized, but you have always been a person who throws your clothes on the floor? Hi.
Now we're loud. Now you're screaming at me.
Hi.
You know what what you might have to put in a little bit of cleanup every day.
Yeah.
And instead of having like every other Sunday, you're just like, "Oh my God." And it's just looking crazy everywhere. Right now, train yourself. Again, this is where the discipline comes in. Take your clothes off and put them somewhere. Don't even let them touch the floor. Hold them. Walk around naked holding clothes until you decide this needs to go in the laundry.
And in the meantime,
this needs to be hung back up.
Don't go over to the house of the friend who is naturally a neat freak. Don't compare yourself to that. That's not what
That's
you're
who
trying
they
to.
are.
Listen, fine. Figure out the
Who are you about to
thing
be?
that you have to work on. Whether it's, I'm not going to put it on the floor. I'm going to designate a chair or a bench or something. Fine. Or is it going to be the thing I'm going to take 15 minutes before I go to sleep every night, just
And clear off
putting
stuff.
up clothes? Fine. Nobody is asking you to show up like that person over here who does it naturally. You're going to have to take some time to work on this. Do you want to get your PhD, but you hate to read?
Are you talking to all my students? Oh my God. Hi, students. I want to get a PhD.
Then guess what? For this next season, you love to read.
You don't want to read like a sugar packet, like just this lip gloss on the side. You don't want to read just the words on the back of this. You read
want
half
a PhD,
of that.
you do.
So somehow we're either going to discipline ourselves.
We're going to shift ourselves real quick, even if it's just for a season. If you don't ever pick up, you'd have to as a PhD. But
We do both.
If you just feel like just for this season, no, I can't go to brunch every Sunday.
I'm going to read.
No, I can't go out to the movies every weekend
Or
like I had.
Until I do
for this season.
When I was in graduate school, I put myself on punishment. I grounded myself. I was a grown woman who grounded herself. I went to Auburn, but all of my friends were still here in Atlanta. You know, I went to Spelman. My friends were still here in Atlanta, and I would hear about parties and kicking it. If I did not reach particular goals in terms of my writing or work that I needed to do or grading other students' papers, research, whatever it was, if I didn't, I couldn't go.
I'm going to be very honest.
And when I didn't, I just couldn't go.
I don't remember Kanika during the year she was getting her PhD. I don't remember.
I would come to Atlanta and do things.
It was rare, and I don't have a lot of memories from that period of time because we just didn't see her.
Because I was in the zone.
She was in the zone.
I had a goal to not be in graduate school, but for so long. I was like, I'm not going to be in grad school now. Now you can, people take their time, 10 years. I had no desire to be in there for 10 years. I was like, I got to get out of here.
But you know why? Because discipline is having the faith in the you that you haven't seen yet.
Don't say that fast and act like you ain't going to. Say that again.
Discipline is having faith in the you haven't seen yet. That person hasn't arrived yet.
I'm so excited about that person.
The person,
come on through.
The person who can easily do the burpees. I haven't seen her yet, but she's coming.
But she's
the person who has the PhD. The person who has the PhD. I haven't seen her yet.
Yes,
but she's arriving.
She's coming.
The person who has lost the 25 pounds. I haven't seen her yet, but she's on her way.
Preaching a
sermon. That's
sermon.
what discipline does.
It will give to you.
That person, I believe, I have faith. I have mustard seed faith in that person who's coming. There. But that person hasn't come yet. And so for a season, I've got to dedicate myself to the discipline that it takes to make that person arrive.
You owe it to that person.
You owe it to
You owe it to that person. You want to be that person. You done bought outfits for that person. You have a whole plan for that person. I want you to know. I want you to know that who I am 25 pounds lighter, you're not even ready. You're not even ready. I might just throw events so that I can be somewhere in swimwear. Just we can't even do.
In
right?
December.
But you have to pave the way for that person to come through. There is a person who has a PhD. There is a person who can manage a job and
there
parenting.
Is you.
There is this person that's right inside of you. But discipline paves the way for that person to come out.
Absolutely.
Why am I not the person who does this? Because we're not disciplined yet. We don't have the patience and the endurance to really be disciplined around something.
Just dedicate yourself for the season.
On.
Hold on
When you want,
Hold
there's
on
a
to
myth
your
that
faith no matter
black
what
women can't grow
you
their hair out. You ever
do.
hear that? Like, black women's hair doesn't grow. I know. Hers does, and then she cuts it off. I hope we don't get canceled. But I do think some of it is our lack of patience with even that and the growth. We start doing all this weird stuff to it that actually stifles the growth. And then we're like, why won't it grow? Because you've done stuff that's trying to breathe. Be disciplined in a routine, and it will. Whatever it is you want. If you want your plants to grow, she's this plant lady, right? My plants kind of die. Why? Because I'm not disciplined in caring for them.
You gotta have discipline. You gotta see them wilt and be like, oh God, and you gotta jump into save mode. Yeah, it does. Whatever it is, I had a black thumb for years.
I have a red thumb. I'm
40
like
years.
a killer. I like a murdering thumb.
Yeah.
I touch the plant. It dies.
For let's say 45 years.
You did?
I wasn't
now
always
look,
good with
it's
them.
like
Look at my,
it's
you
the
see all this
botanical
green?
gardens in here. I mean, they just back here. Like I feel like they're getting closer. I mean,
they're my babies. Yeah, and but I had to do the work to get to be that person. I remember I used to call Mombe and be like, "Why is this plant dying?" You have to learn. You have to study. You got to hustle. You got to grind. You got to dedicate. You got to do all of those things. So we started off with this quote.
right.
And the quote said, all discipline for the moment seems not to be joyful but sorrowful. Yet for those who have been trained by it afterward, it yields a peaceful fruit of righteousness. We're going to change that quote up a little bit. We're going to change it to say, afterward, it yields a peaceful fruit of joy.
Which is saying, add joy to it.
Weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. I'm telling you, put some discipline on that thing and watch the joy.
Can you be disciplined through the
arrive.
night and watch that joy just show up? In fact, you'll be surprised by it. Ding dong. I wonder who's coming. I wonder who's there. You open the door. Joy! Oh my gosh. You ever just turn around and be joyful and be like, I think I am happy. Wonderful. Having that discipline to endure, to go through that struggle is going to give you the joy of some of the things we've already talked about, right? One is pride and gratification, right? You're proud of what you just accomplished, but you are really proud. You're most proud about how you saw it through. Honestly, those are the things you're proud of. On your graduation day, there's like the piece of paper, and that's cute and all. What you're proud of is all the nights and all the books and all of the presentations. You are proud of what you pressed yourself to get to. And then you're like, wow, have I arrived?
That pride and gratification, that awe and wonderment for your own yourself.
Discipline will bring that awe and wonderment of yourself.
Because you finished the thing that you never thought you could do.
Let me do a couple of burpees when I just be like, oh, look.
Run a marathon when you couldn't run a mile.
What?
Awe and wonderment. Looking in the mirror.
Looking at yourself. You never thought so. But you never thought so because you didn't put, that you plus discipline, we don't know what that is. We don't know what that is. You haven't seen it yet. You times discipline, you don't even know. We don't know the product.
You don't even know what it's going to yield.
We know it's grand, but we don't know what, we have no idea what you plus discipline could equal. Good. You are deciding, I'm not going to have this. You haven't added discipline to it.
Just add some discipline.
You have no idea how far you can go when you add discipline to it.
And when you've accomplished the thing, the security and confidence that you have. I'm telling you now, I haven't even, whatever weight I'm supposed to lose, who knows. But I have security and confidence in the fact that for months now, I have been consistently working out. That's not who I am naturally. And I've been doing it.
Look at that shifting in you're shifting your attitude and mindset about yourself. See how the principles all go together? We're not just making that up. They all
go hand in hand.
You really are. Like, there's a time, both of us, we'd be like, yeah, we don't do that. We don't eat the same food all the time. We don't we don't get up and do no workouts about it. We don't. That's not who we are. I'm even change. It's even changing the mindset now. Do we love? Is it our favorite thing to
Right.
do? Is working out better than
Right.
eating tacos? No.
She comes over here every single time to record and just be having a bottle full of water. I've been like,
Because I have to drink it. I'm trying to be disciplined around the water, so I have to carry it with me. Carry those little snacks. Carry your little cucumbers and stuff with you. Get disciplined.
but it also gives you, we're going to head into this season shortly, humor and amusement. In the moment, it doesn't feel good. You start thinking back. Do you remember when I was rolling on that floor crying because I couldn't do that burpee? Do you remember that? Now we laugh about it.
Now we can laugh about it. Mm-hmm. You can laugh about it right in the moment, too.
Well,
You ever delirious laugh when you were in graduate school? You're just like, I really, they expect me to write this much, right? Okay. All right. Okay. You can actually find humor and amusement, but that's because you're giving it your all. That's the discipline part. But it takes patience, it takes endurance to stay disciplined in a thing.
yes.
So hang in there.
Hang in there. We have not been doing our joy journal for the last couple of weeks.
It's all right.
So we're going to throw some in now.
Throwing some joy journal entries.
So I asked the question, what was the last thing you quit? A couple of weeks back, we talked about knowing when to quit, when to endure, knowing when to have the discipline to see a thing through,
I want to let it go.
when to let it go.
Can't hold some anymore. We need Zuri here to just sing that.
So I said, what was the last thing you quit that you're proud of? Smoking, a job, a negrum? Tell me about it. And so these were some of the responses. Listen, sometimes you got to quit one good old negrum.
Sometimes you gotta just quit.
You just got to quit them. Sometimes you got to set him free.
A little close the hand.
You got to do that Kamala wave.
Be blessed. Be blessed.
Elsewhere.
What did our Joy John say?
So we've got the first one came from Esh. She said, Esh or Ish. She said, a good government job. I chose peace over stress. Look.
Wow. But that's patience, though, too.
That's discipline,
say,
too. That's discipline, too. I'm going to tell you why. You don't just up and if you're wise, you don't just up and leave a job. You don't have any clue what's coming next. I'm going to put some things in motion. I'm going to live uncomfortably for a season, for a second. Yes, I'm going to do some things so that I can prepare myself to get out of this job or just to, be without work for a season. That requires some discipline too. Next one, Jael. Jael said, my marriage, it was trash.
It was trash.
I took too much crap, stayed way too long. Now I'm liberated and living the way I want. Got a man that's worthy. Life is good.
If we could have the patience to just wait on something, what we do? We take what can just fill a gap sometimes.
They that wait upon the Lord, he shall renew their strength.
But if you could just wait for a second,
if you just wait,
you might get something fantastic instead of just something that just feels. And it's such a societal norm. Like, just get you somebody and marry him, and then just stay there, no matter what happens. No matter what happens, ain't no joy left in the thing. Just stay there. You know what I mean? And I think that there is something liberating about being like, you know what? I'm choosing me.
Yep.
I'm choosing joy. I'm going to endure.
Yes,
And get some and have something wonderful.